do firms and households do when they are beset by economic challenges like a recession? They deleverage, cut back on borrowing, cut back on spending, cut back or shelve capex, capital investment like machinery, new factories, and all that. Cut back or shelve the purchase of homes and improvement goods. So, welcome formally to yet another Equity for Keeps video. We'll cover a piece written on MarketWatch. Yes, it's usually a MarketWatch we refer to, but we'll try and cover yet more sites. And here we go over here. It says highly rated US companies are borrowing $1 trillion at a record clip. And they say it began by saying the coronavirus pandemic has spurred US companies with investment grade credit ratings to borrow at the fastest pace in history to start a year, with new bond issuance topping $1 trillion in less than 5 months, supported by Federal Reserve programs to buy corporate bonds. This is the quickest clip ever for new investment grade corporate bond supply to kick off a year, according to Bank of America global analysts, who pointed out that the $1 trillion threshold was eclipsed on Tuesday, May the 19th, 2020. The borrowing spree is notable not only because it is about to double the pace since last year over the same period, per Bank of America data, but also for how easily it's been for companies to borrow cheaply while paying investors so little to bankroll their operations in an uncertain environment. Concessions are near to nothing at this point, said Wendy Wyatt, portfolio manager at DuPont Capital Management, referring to the slight discount in price investors typically get when buying newly minted bonds versus similar existing bonds in the market. She said the old bait and switch common during bull markets is alive and well. They offer a nice, attractive spread to get people interested and then walk it in aggressively, she told MarketWatch. While bankers are hired to cut the best possible deal for their corporate clients, the process also ends up handing investors bonds that pay substantially less than expected. So an example was AutoNation Inc., a national chain of car dealerships with credit ratings one step above speculative grade or junk bond territory, borrowed $500 million in the bond market on May the 19th, 2020, just as issuance hit $1 trillion. The company ended up paying a yield of 4.8% after pricing narrowed by as much as 77 basis points from initial guidance circulated by bankers, according to a person with direct knowledge of the dealings. So AutoNation was one of the several public companies that gave back funding from the US Treasury's hallmark $670 billion Paycheck Protection Program, which aims to help small businesses stay afloat during the pandemic by covering payroll. Okay, so let's see whether there's something more interesting here. So, being a part of the $1 trillion club, whether by market capitalization like tech giants, Microsoft, Apple Inc., and the rest, or in terms of world economies, used to be a big thing, but it becomes less stunning as the U.S. corporate bond wall has mushroomed over the past decade, reaching $9.6 trillion on issue and rivaling the $10.3 trillion mortgage-backed securities market at the end of last year. It's gotten even harder lately to square what $1 trillion really means, particularly as the Federal Reserve's balance sheet near $7 trillion, and the Congress is urging it to unleash the more than $2 trillion in emergency funds approved to help bridge businesses, states, cities, and households through coronavirus shutdowns. Yeah. So in a nutshell, the reason why we're covering this piece is just simply because we are facing a yes, uncertain times, economic challenges. We are facing it. It's going to get worse once the lockdown uh, is over in most countries all over the world. It's going to get slightly. It would just be okay because as it were, it's believed that there's still a lot of capacity that was locked. That was already in the system before the lockdown took place. So that capacity will be used to run for probably a quarter or thereabout before the subsequent quarters. So maybe we're jumping the gun in covering this piece by saying by asking or rather trying to cite that we are facing uncertain economic times, but the contrary to that, firms, as we can see here, are still borrowing. This is normally what they wouldn't do. They wouldn't do when they're facing uncertain times. They wouldn't borrow when they're facing uncertain times. So, well, maybe we're not there yet. We know that it's what is going to happen. So probably that is why they are still borrowing. Or probably who knows? They may never stop really borrowing though. And this data we have here is not a lagging figure. It's not. It already has a real chord. Doesn't indicate what is going to happen in future. It's not a leading indicator. So and we were in better times before now. So but yes, we know we're going to face uncertain times, and we can see this auto dealer borrowing $500 million, and he probably secured all the funds he wanted once he hit the market on Tuesday 19th, 2020. Okay, thanks again for watching this channel, and please subscribe to our channel, and I suppose you'll get notified whenever we upload any video. Thank you.